Hi, I'm Paul Brady and I'm the Director of Inbound Marketing with the Center for National Investing. Today, I'd like to talk to you about Newtonian economics, specifically about the three laws of Newtonian economics. These three laws make it possible to understand, explain, and predict the behavior of the economy and economic systems in causal terms and to perform financial analyses with unprecedented accuracy and precision. Now, the operative phrase here is the ability to predict the behavior of the economy. This ability enables us to avoid the boom or bust economy we now see in conventional economic science. In conventional economic science, Keynes stated that, quote, the wage of an employed person is equal to the value, end quote. In other words, he is stating that price equals value. This is wrong. Newtonian economics corrects this mistake. So let's start with the first law of Newtonian economics, which states the minimum value of labor is constant. Now, the importance of the first law of Newtonian economics is that every participant in an economy is capable of earning a livable wage. In other words, the law of supply and demand should have a floor or a minimum value for labor that is equal to or greater than the prevailing livable wage. Sadly, this is not the case today, but with Newtonian economics, it absolutely could be. So it's important to note, however, that the base value of labor is always greater than the livable wage in Newtonian economics. Now, if we assume that the minimum value of labor is constant, what happens as a result of investments in education, training, or capital equipment? The second law of Newtonian economics addresses these issues by stating the value of labor is increased by investment. So things like on-the-job learning, education, and capital investment serves as the basis for annual merit-based salary increases and can be easily rationalized by the second law of Newtonian economics. Now, the third law of Newtonian economics illustrates that there is a gap between the value of labor and the price of labor, which helps to also show that the problem with Keynes' value equals price postulate. This gap represents market surplus created in the economy. The third law of Newtonian economics addresses this gap by defining value as value equals price plus market surplus. Now, market surplus is most easily defined as an excess of production. This excess production represents an estimated value of $15 trillion in the U.S. economy today. Now, market surplus is represented in many ways. However, one of the most common outcomes of market surplus is inadequate wages. Now, the third law of Newtonian economics resolves this dilemma by defining value as the sum of price and market surplus. So, for simplicity's sake, the third law of Newtonian economics refers to two pools of value in our economy: production and excess production. Now, in a conventional economy, workers that contribute to production receive a wage for their services. In a vested economy, workers who contribute to excess production also receive a wage, or second paycheck, if you will, based on the percentage of the value they contribute and provide to excess production. Now, this second paycheck is represented by the distribution of market surplus, also known as excess production, back to the workers. Now, it's extremely important to note that the distribution of market surplus is not equivalent to the redistribution of wealth. Distribution of market surplus is not based on transferring value from one group and giving it to another. So, in our discussion of Newtonian economics, we have covered a lot of ground. And many of the things we discussed are explained in more detail in other videos. For example, national vesting, quantitative easing, and market surplus. We provide links to these and other videos below this video on our YouTube channel. Please refer to these and other videos for in-depth discussions of those concepts, as well as the book American Buyout by Dr. Robert Whitehair, which provides explicit detail on the three laws of Newtonian economics. Thank you for your attention.